And welcome back. It is Ray Michaels with Total News Nation and Grassroots 50. We're here at AmFest 2024, and I'm here with Elijah Woody. How are you, Elijah?
Sir, Ray. It's great to be here.
Well, I had an opportunity to talk to this young man earlier today, and, we're doing a lot with the Gen Z, and boy, knowledgeable. He knows the Constitution. He's gone through the classes with David Barton over at Wall Builders, Rick Green over at the Patriot Academy. You've been doing a lot of things for such a young man.
Yes, I have been. Started when I was 9, so back in 2016 when Trump won the first time. There was a lot of hype around that election, so I started learning U.S. history, and the more I read our history, the more I understood how great our country is. Our country is the best nation on earth. And, that's what made me really want to get involved more and more, and the passion has only grown. So
9 years old, you're in fourth grade, right?
Yeah, fourth
All right.
Fourth grade, yeah.
So over the last several years, have you noticed how little the teachers I think you're homeschooled, but,
I am.
But some of your friends, do they know as much as you do about American history?
Unfortunately, not. I'm not an expert. I have so much to learn. But there's not really an emphasis on that in schools, and it should be, because if we want to revive patriotism in our country, which we all should, you have to first appreciate what you're going to be a patriot for, what you're going to fight for, and you appreciate it by learning more about it. So the more you learn about our country's history, the more you appreciate it, the more you fight for it. So that's why I would encourage everyone to study history, to learn, everything you can, and then how our government works too. The two to go together. And you have to understand our history, or to understand the government, you have to, understand vice versa, both.
Well, you'd be surprised as you get older. You find out the more people that you speak with, especially older people, the less they know about our government, how it was formed, why it was formed. If I bring out something like the Black Robe Regiment,
Okay.
Would you know what that was?
I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm going to have to talk to Rick Green about that, because he's a very good proponent of that.
Okay.
So the Black Robe Regiment was the pastors who were preaching to their people from the pulpit why they need to separate from England.
Yeah.
And they would have their black robes on, because this was more
Yes,
Protestant.
black robe, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they would take it off and they would be in full military regalia, and they said, and they would quote scripture, and they said, there's a time for joy and a time for sorrow. There's a time for peace and a time for war, and the time for war is now.
Exactly.
Grab your pitchforks. We're going to battle.
And
Now does it bring back
yes,
the story?
it does. And
Yeah.
that's a great point that you just made, because they were in the church and they were getting people to get involved in government, right? Because if you look throughout Scripture, one of the biggest themes in the Bible is government. God set up a whole form of government, and the founding fathers, their biggest quotation, where they quoted the most, was the Bible. I believe it was like 33%.
Oh, yeah.
When they were drafting the Constitution, it was Scripture. That's where they were going. So they were going to, old civilizations, but then they were also going to Scripture, because that's where we get, the best form of government.
Well, and they knew that to self-govern, you must have an educated populace. So
Yes.
they went back to the Bible. They
Yes.
went actually to Proverbs 1:7, where it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Absolutely.
So the schools, and you can see this, you go to Harvard, you go to Yale, you go to Brown, you go to any of the original universities, they taught God, the morals and values of God, and everything else. And now we've completely turned that around.
Yes.
But all those schools, you look at all of their original documents, it's all based on God and the Bible.
Exactly, because, our form of government is only for a moral people,
Moral and religious people.
Exactly.
Very good.
And it is inadequate for any other.
That's right.
So you have to get back to the morals. And the reason why is because the Bible is based on truth, objective truth. That's not different for you. It's not different for me. It's the same for everyone. And when you build a nation, or you build a company or a family based on that objective truth, it's going to stand, because it's natural law. It works. It makes sense. It's healthy. And it's something that we all can observe that, works.
And it is self-evident.
Self-evident. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Yeah. A lot of people will say, I'll say, but morally, how do you feel about this? Well, they said, well, what is moral is like a relative term. What might
Yeah.
be moral to you may not be moral to me. And I said, but we hold these truths to be self-evident. You don't have to explain them. We know that some things are right and some things are wrong. So no matter how you think, these things are right
Yes.
and these things are wrong.
Yes.
There's really no arguing about that. So you're going to be doing some great things. Now you are, you're in high school now.
I am.
And you're graduating though with an AA from Liberty University.
Yes. So I've been homeschooled my whole life. I'm going to graduate high school this May with an associate's degree from Liberty.
So how many people do you know that are graduating from high school with an AA, which is 2 years if you go to college? How many people do you know? That is amazing.
Yeah, I realize there's a lot of people my age that, they want to go and party or have fun. And to me, this is one of the most important times of life because the decisions I make now, they're going to impact everything.
The rest of
because
your
it's
life.
the foundation. So that's why I really, I'm trying to invest in myself the most I can, study scripture, study history. I still have so much to learn. But, graduate high school, then after that, there's a lot more to come. I'm really, really excited for the future. Right now, with the 2024 victory and just everything that's going on in the grassroots level, the elections, we're at a really good spot politically. And I could not think of a better time in history to be alive and to be at this age because, we have the opportunity here to impact our nation. And if we impact America, the way America goes, that's where the world goes. So if America falls, the rest of the world is going to continue to fall. And it already has begun. And America it's not too far gone. We can save it. And that's why the future is here, and it's going to be great. The best is yet to come.
That's exactly right. So what are you going to do now? You're going to graduate with an AA.
Yep.
Are you going off to college? Are you studying more? What's your plan after you graduate?
So the plan right now is to go to college, probably either Liberty or Tech on campus. I'm going to try to get involved in any TPUSA chapters out there. TPUSA is awesome. This event is phenomenal. So get involved there. And then I want to get involved in social media, start a podcast, do interviews just like this, and, get my foot in the door that way.
Tell us when you're ready. We'll put you on Gen X here, and
Okay.
you can have a platform.
Yeah.
Or if you start producing stuff, we can put it on the site
Yeah,
and give you full credit for it.
that'd be phenomenal.
All right, Elijah Woody, be watching for him. Graduating high school with an AA. This is a smart guy right here. And stick around because we got a lot of great interviews coming up. I'm Ray Michaels for Total News Nation and Grassroots 50. And until next time, we'll see you real soon.